How is everybody doing tonight? For those of you that don't know, I am Nana of Five. I don't know if you can read my. So my plaque over there says family. A little bit of loud, a little bit of crazy, and a whole lot of love. And I think that can go for my immediate family as well as my YouTube family. I have on the very top of my phone, it shows what time the Vikings game starts. And apparently it's the Vikings and Dallas, which I did not know. Hi, Mikey. Yes, you're voiced. I'm so happy for you, Mikey, that you got such a good tip. Mikey says, hello, friends. Yes. Hi, Colleen. How are you? I hope you're doing better with your vertigo. Oh, Colleen, while I was out and about today, I did run your playlist. I did watch about 6 hours worth, so I hope that helps you out in some way. Um, Mikey says, how are you, Yvonne? I am pretty good. I am pretty good. I went out today. It has been very cold here in Minnesota. Today actually got warmer. Um, Today we had, I think, the highest temp I saw was 9 degrees. So that was awesome. Oh, Colleen, you said good, so much better. I'm so glad, Colleen. I don't understand the whole what exactly you're going through because I haven't had to. Um, but I understand it's not good, so I'm glad you're feeling better. Colleen says, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate it, my friend. No problem. Mikey said, let's tell that vertigo to Ventigo away. Yes, for sure, Mikey. Yes. Ah. I like the emojis, Colleen. Mikey says, glad you're doing better, Colleen. Hello. Colleen says, it's not fun. Yes. Boy, howdy, I am feeling good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling better. Hi, Wendy. How are you? If you've ever been on my stream before, I think it's been a long time. I mean, if you have, it's been a long time since you've been on there. um, I wanted to share with you. So, I'm really new to this diamond dots, okay? So, I want to show you how far I've got with my Santa. And then I was getting kind of frustrated, so then I started working on the other one. But it's mostly done. It just has a few areas that need to be finished. But here is my snowman. I have worked hard on it. As you can see, there are a few areas that still need to be done. But other than that, um, it's almost done. And I think, unfortunately, that the areas that I'm missing, I don't even know if I can find them. The dots. Like, I have a whole bunch of dots, but I didn't mark them. Like, I didn't put them in a baggie and mark them like I should have. And so I'm totally learning how to go about doing all that. Um, I have started a new one, and it is the jars Faith, Hope, and Love. So I have started this one. And what I was trying to do was give each one of my daughters one. It's my goal for Christmas, but I don't think I'll get it done for Christmas. But oh, and then I forgot to turn my flashlight off. I find that I have this nice flashlight. It goes out and it goes in. So it's nice. I really like it. I like the color. Um, but because the numbers, if you can see them, are so small, I sometimes need a flashlight so I can see it better. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Colleen says so cute. Hello from Brazil. Welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy says how cute. Wendy is Mrs. Womble. She says how cute. Colleen says, oh, I love that. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Hi, James the Brit. Welcome. Hi, Yvonne. You love. Hi, Chris. How are you? Oh, Chris, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be on your stream. I was watching somebody else's stream. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of everybody's streams. Yeah, Sunny had a stream going on, so I was watching hers. But I was glad to be on Kelvin the Boston Terrier stream earlier today. Um, that's Jeff that does that stream, right? Hi Deb, Dirty Stack and Deb. She says hi Nana. Chris says very nice Yvonne. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Aries World is Chris. Dirty Stack and Deb. Hi Nana. Hi everybody in chat. Hi Wayne, how are you? Wayne says hi Yvonne. Chris says hi Deb, James, Colleen. Colleen says hi James. Chris says no worries at all. Chris says always lots going on. Oh yeah, for sure. James says hi new people, first time in here. Some of you are new to me. Well, welcome James. I am going to go ahead and add you as moderator so that you can tune into the other people. So Aries World, he is a dog owner and he is loved by millions. I want to say he's loved by millions. He has a sweet dog. What type of dog is Aries? He's awesome though. Aries World. Um, he has a wonderful community, and we there's some of us that already are in tune with his channel, but James, we're so glad that you're here and that you can meet new people, because I always think it's so cool to meet new people. Mike says, hello, Aries World and Wayne and James. Mrs. Womble says, wait, Wendy, she says, hi, Mike, Colleen, and Deb. Mike says, hello, Debbie Webby. Mikey says, hello, Wendy. Colleen says, hi, Aries World. Oh, my thing is shaking. I don't know why. Um, cool. Yep. Wendy says, hi again, James. I think it looked like I just gave my phone the finger, but I didn't try to, honest to gosh. Hey, Dean, how are you? Um, okay, I gotta go back here. Oh, yes, I definitely remember you, James. You're always in Ray's chats, so welcome. And you're the Brit, which is kind of funny because my daughter's nickname is Brit. How about that? Um, okay. So, Deb says, hi, Colleen. Colleen says, hi, Wayne. Thank you for the emojis. Wayne says, hi, Colleen. James says, not sure if you remember me. Okay, I already said that. Colleen says, James is a nice guy. Yes, he seems like he's a nice guy. Chris says, ah. Oh, he's a golden doodle. James, Aries World has a golden doodle dog, and his name is Airy Bear. James says, thank you, darling. That's kind of you, Colleen. Thank you for the emoji. Jeans, oh, I already said that. Hello, Crab Michael. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on here is if you read the title, I am Nana, and it said come and chat with Nana. So basically chatting with Nana. I'm a Nana of 5, which means I am a grandmother of 5 beautiful babies. My grandchildren are 14, 10, 5, 3, and 1. My youngest will turn 2 a month from today. Yeah, a month from today, she'll be 2. And I don't think that my daughter can believe it or wants to believe it because that's her baby. Colleen says, hi, Dean. Dean says hi to the chat. James says, me too. I've been meeting a lot of Americans. Well, Americans aren't too bad. Mikey says, hello, Deanie Weenie, yellow polka dot bikini. And Wayne says, hi, Mike. Colleen says, a chat. Yeah, it's a chat. What are you confused about, Cravat? Chris says, nice, James. Colleen waves. Thank you for the emojis. James says, I will sub to you, Aries. Mikey says, it's a live stream on YouTube. Yes, it's a live stream on YouTube. Hi, Mike. Welcome in. This is a new friend of mine. His channel is called Mike's Adventure. Sorry. Got something, a tickle in my throat. Mike's Adventure Sparks, and he is from Minnesota as well. So there's 2 Minnesotans on the live stream. What? Chris says, awesome, James. Hello, everyone. Yes, Mike, all of these people in this stream are awesome people. And if you they're all good people, is what I want to say. Mike says, "Hello, Mike." James says, "I am from Cambridgeshire." Cambridgeshire. I probably totally messed that up. Mike says, "Ah, yes, land of the Minnesota." Yes, I am from the land of the Minnesota. Or what we call it here, and I don't know if Mike agrees with me, but we call it mini snowta. Mike says, "Hello, Mike the Bike Dasher." And Aries World says, or Chris, I should say, "James, I subbed back. Awesome. Cute kitty cat on your community post." Yes, he does have a cute kitty on there. Mike says, "Hello, James the Brit." James says, "Thanks, Aries. Thinking about making videos again. I used to do comedy skits with my costume characters." Oh, awesome. James says, "Hello, Mike." Mike says, "Yes. Yes. I assume you're thinking, I assume that you are referring to the mini snowta." Um, Mikey says, "Hello, James." Oh, one of the things that I do, Mike said Venture Sparks, is that I do diamond dots. And so I had just finished a snowman. I'm very proud of myself because it took a lot of work. And I'm very busy. I work full time. I also do gig work part time. And this. And then while I'm doing my diamond dot art, I either usually listen to other YouTube streams or I do listen to audiobooks. And yesterday I just got done listening to the Surrogate Mother, and that was really good, but you really shouldn't. There was some scary parts in it, like some drama, I want to say, and so I actually woke up freezing and then thinking somebody was gonna choke me out. So that was pretty crazy. Thank you everybody for the 8 thumbs up. I appreciate it. Oh, and then I didn't show you my other piece. I show you my snowman, which is mostly done, but then I also started another piece that is supposed to say faith, hope, and love. I just don't know if you can see it well on the screen. So it says faith, hope, love. So I just started doing that yesterday. Um, Thank you, James. James says that's beautiful. Mike says, "Oh, nice." James says, "How cold is it there right now? You live by Canada, right?" Yep, we live by Canada. Um, right now it is. I have to look it up. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I gotta look up weather. Right now it is. Not gonna tell me. Hold on a second. I'll tell you in a momento. It is 4 degrees. It feels like -8. Yep, it's 4 degrees, but feels like -8. Mike says, "Oh, nice." James says, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Mike says, oh, wow. Colleen says, so adorable. Thank you, Colleen. Wayne says, Mini Snota, right next to Wisconsin. I'm sorry. I thought I never heard of it called Wisconsin, but that's good. That's really good. Okay. Oh, the Vikings game is going to be starting soon. That doesn't mean I'm going to be getting off early. It just means I got a notification on my phone that they're going to be starting soon. James says, looks like there used to be a phone on that wall behind your head there. Yeah, before I lived there, before I lived here, I want to say. um, they used to do that back in the day. Remember the phones on the wall? Mike says, "Oh no, Co- coded, could." There was -1. Mike says there was -1. Oh, it was -1. Yeah, what's the temperature there for you? I know there's different temperatures here in the wonderful state of Minnesota, and you might live an hour or two away from me. I'm not sure. James says, bloody hell. James says, coal. Oops, language. I'll watch my language. Oh, got you. Hi, Debbie Sue. How are you? How is your mending? How have you been feeling? Mike says, Debbie Sue, good to see you. Long time no see. Yes, see, you see a familiar face. I mean, a familiar name, I should say. Um, Debbie Sue says, hey, Mike, we've been hanging out together all day, lol. Mike says, Debbie Sue, Nana lives in the same area I do. Yes. Mikey says, hello, Debbie Sue. Chris says, -1. Ooh, burr. Mike says, Debbie Sue, I wish YouTube would pay us for watching live streams. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Hi, Sunny. Sunny says, hi, Yvonne. James says, hi, Sunny, darling. Mikey says, hello, Sunny Bunny. Colleen says, hi, Sunny. Sunny says, hi, everyone. James says, we were just in Sunny's live. Yes. Yep, I was in her live too right before I started my live stream. Debbie Sue says, it's slow, but I am better than I was 2 weeks ago. Well, that's good. You gotta give your time to rest, and I hope you are getting plenty of rest still. Wendy says, hi again, Sunny. Sunny says, I'm doing things in the kitchen. Can't chat right now. That's okay, Sunny. Thank you for listening. Debbie says, me too. At Mike's Adventure Sparks, you could retire, lol. I think I could too. James says, we don't really get much snow here. It rains a lot where I live. Oh, okay. Debbie Sue says, hello at Mikey. And hello, Sunny Chronicles. Sunny says, hearts to everyone. Debbie Sue says, hello, Mrs. Womble. Mrs. Womble is also known as Wendy. And Debbie Sue says, hello, James the Brit. Yes. I think it's so awesome that we get to meet each other right exactly where we're at, just jump on YouTube and do a stream and all these different states within the United States, outside of the United States. I mean, it's just so awesome that we can all mingle together. It's just awesome. James says, "Hi, Debbie Sue. Haven't formally met. Love. I've seen you in passing." Yes, Debbie Sue just had a surgery not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. So she has been resting and she has been on everybody's streams. I met her on my friend Sally's stream. And Sally asked me earlier today if I was going to be on, but Sally also gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning every day, which I'm really not sure why, other than I guess she just can't sleep. Um, because I don't get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I sometimes I'll get up at 4 in the morning, but not too many times do I get up at 2 in the morning. If I get up at 2 in the morning, I'm not really getting up. I'm going right back to sleep. Usually it's because I have to go to the bathroom and then I go back to sleep. Debbie Sue says, "Nice to meet you," to James. James says, "I'd like to meet new people. I've met at least one person on every continent. It's brilliant." Yeah, that is so awesome. Mike says, "Look up." Oh, yep. She's a friend of mine too. Yep. Mike says, "Look up Exploradora 80. She does lives almost every day from Australia. Beautiful beaches, and she shows different animals like koalas, kangaroos, and platypus." Yes. It was kind of crazy because I got Exploradora, which I call her Dora. I got her name mixed up for whatever reason with Northern Sparrow, whose name is Mary. And I was thinking that Explora, like I said, I'll call her Dora, that she was already had already been on my stream and I had already um gave her a wrench. And she's like, "I'm not sure." So that's how we basically met. And I had seen her name on Sally's streams where I met Northern Sparrow. So I think I just got them mixed up. Anyway, it's awesome to meet many different people from different areas. And what I find is really cool, because I work at a nursing home where I there are many different cultures at the nursing home, mostly of African descent. So um they are from Africa, um and I believe they're ahead of us. So just thinking about how it, and as same as Australia as well, like their day starts almost a day ahead of ours, and that is so crazy to me. Mike says, "Oh, yep, I already read that." James says, "Yes, Mike, I know Exploradora. They did a raid on Ray's live stream the other night. Very nice people. Yes, very much." Mike says, "Or there's Karen. Her page is YouTube over 40, and she always has her hair up in a bun. She's from New Zealand." Yep, hers is on Fridays. Debbie Sue and I know both of them, great people. Mike says, oh, wow. James says, I love that New Zealand accent. It sounds so pretty to me. LOL. Yeah, it does. Debbie Sue says, yes, both Exploradora and Karen are great. Mike says, that's amazing. James says, I met all of you because I met Ray whilst scrolling through lives one night, landed on Ray's stream, and knew I found another Brit. Yeah, and he's awesome. He is awesome. Him and his wife, Wendy, Mrs. Womble, they are awesome. Sonny says it's crazy. Debbie Sue says, that is where I saw you at, James the Brit. Yep, that's where you seen him. Mike says, very nice, James. Mikey, I always call him Mikey. Mike the Bike Dasher. Or Dean, he always says, Mike the Bike Dasher. Mikey says, finna take a shower and settle in for the night, so I'm out for now. Toodles, twins. Have a good night, Mikey. Thank you for stopping in. There's Ray. Ray says, hi, everyone. Dashing Womble. Ray says, hi, Yvonne. James the Brit says, yep, now I go to everyone's live. I've been to Sally's, Sonny's, Eric's, and now Yvonne's. Awesome. And I gave you a wrench. So if you don't know someone, then you can get to know them and intermingle, and it's all awesomeness. Debbie Sue says, hi, Ray. Dean says, Mikey. TMI. Too much. Oh, about the show. Oh, yeah, okay. Mikey says, hello and toodles, Ray. James says, hey, mate. You know who I think talks really awesome? He gets me every time, especially if his story at Quick Trip. It always makes me giggle. It's my friend Ray, Dashing Womble. He says, oh, sure. I can just hear him now saying it. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. He was telling about a story about when he got stuck in the Quick Trip bathroom. Something had happened and they needed everybody to vacate the premises quickly, and Ray was stuck in the bathroom, and the guy's trying to tell him that he needs to finish it up and get out. So he's saying, oh, sir. Oh, sir. Oh, oh my goodness, I was laughing. Debbie Sue says, hey, Dean. Ray says, hi, Debbie Sue. Dean says, hey, Debbie Sue, Sonny. Dean says, Ray, James. Ray says, hi and bye, Mike. Hi, James. Mike gives a wave. James the Brit says, everyone like and subscribe to each of the channels you see here tonight. Yes, please do. Please do. It's what it's all about. Ray says, hi, Dean. Mike's Adventure Spark says, thank you, James. Dean says, hey, Mike's Adventure. Ray says, hi, Sonny. Chris says, hi, Sonny. Mrs. Womble, who's known as Wendy, why don't I, man, I need to give you a wrench. Oh my goodness. Okay, and Chris says, hi, Dean. Dean says, hey, Chris. James says, Ray stuck in the loo. Yeah, Ray stuck in the loo. Debbie Sue says, LOL. Wendy's cracking up. Oh, that's because every time he tells that story, I just crack up all over again. He couldn't tell that story every day. I think I would just keep laughing. James says, "Sir, sir, sir." Yes. Yes, James, yes. Dean says, "Hey, Wendy." Ray says, "Wombo was kicked out of the loo." Ah, I like the emoji. Ah, man, didn't I? Oh, I put you in there. You must have said it after. Wendy says, "Hi, Dean." I know, it's so funny, isn't it, W. Sue? James the Brit says, "Ray, cheeky thing." Chris says, "Gotta go for now. Have a great night." You too, Chris. Thank you so much for joining the stream. God bless you and your family, and I hope that your sister and your daughter are doing well. Godspeed to everyone. Sunny says, "Hi, Dean. I can chat now." Sunny says, "Hi, Chris." James says, "Goodbye, Chris." Chris says, "Bye, James. Nice to meet you and thanks for connecting." Yes, for sure. Awesome. Yep. He's got he's Airy Bear. His the dog's name is Airy Bear and he is so adorable. James the Brit says, "No problem, mate. You seem like a bee." Not sure what that is, but okay. A bloke, a good bloke. Got you. You know, I'm not used to the British slang. Wendy says, "I can't take him anywhere." James says, "I know, Wendy. He's dreadfully naughty." Ray says, "I'm innocent." Ray, you're never innocent. James says, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, Ray, you might not have seen this." I know I'm showing it again and again, but I'm just so proud of my work. So, for the most part, I just have a few areas left, and my snowman, the diamond dot, is about done. Just a few spots left. And then I started doing another one, which says faith, hope, and love. And it's this one. So that's the other one I've been working on. Now, this next weekend, I will be having my granddaughter. Last weekend I had my grandson. This is the weekend I have my granddaughter, but she will be performing at her first dance recital. So very excited for that. Um, so after her dance recital, I believe then she'll be coming here to Nana's house. Thank you so much, Debbie Sue. I try hard. Um, James says, "Yvonne, what will you be doing with the grandbabies for the holidays?" Usually I go to my daughter's house because I live in a one-bedroom apartment and she lives in a house. So we usually go over to her house. They always want me to make deviled eggs. I don't know if you know what that is, but they always want me to make deviled eggs, and so I make that, and then they usually want me to bring it's the bottled juice that looks like a wine bottle. Um that, and I'm not sure what else, and then we'll exchange gifts. Um and I am a little bit bummed because I don't have as much money this year as I did last year. And then years before that, I was with my ex fiance, so we would be able to share in the expense of presents together. But this year I got this Toyota RAV4, which I really, really needed, and it has kind of put me more into debt. So, um, I'm really glad that I did get my Toyota RAV4 though, because the weather has gotten really bad here and it's been frightfully cold and snowy, and I would hate to have been stuck somewhere in my Chevy. So, Debbie Sue says, that is so pretty, Yvonne. Thank you, Debbie Sue. Ray says, oh, wow, that's absolutely lovely, Yvonne. Thank you, Ray. Sonny says, looks very good. You got it done fast. Yeah, I've been working on it, Sonny. Dean says, that one's nice. Thank you, Dean. Ray says, those are very nice, Yvonne. James says, I agree. Stunning. Oh, you guys. I just I really am not trying to get the praise for what I did. I'm just showing you because I'm proud of myself for almost finishing something, because I have a tendency to start things and then not always finish them. I think that has something to do with my horoscope. But I could be wrong, but I don't think so. What do you think, Dean? Wendy says dance recitals are the best. Yes, and it's the first one of my grandbaby's dance recitals I'm going to, so I'm so excited. James says, I'm young. I play video games for fun. Nothing wrong with that, James. Sonny says, did the mechanic figure out what was wrong with the battery, or was it something else? Oh, so I was actually watching Ray and Wendy's they were doing a premiere of the diner or eatery. I'm not sure the best word, but it was they were doing the premiere of that, and at that same time I was at Toyota having my battery checked out, and they checked on the battery and the battery failed, so so they gave me a new battery free of charge. So that was awesome. Dean says a present is just for a day, your car for many memories. Yes, thank you, Dean. Yeah, I've been really hard on myself about this, cuz my daughter says it's okay. She understands, and the kids will get lots of presents, but it's still hard, you know. Wendy says Nella's. Sonny says, "Oh, nice. That's great. Yes, yes. That was very good. So anyway, I don't have to pay for it is always a good thing." Oh, I know some of you don't care, but so far the score is 0-0. We are playing, the Vikings are playing Dallas, which is Stardashian's team, and it's in quarter one, and score is 0-0. Oh, that's the restaurant's name. Okay, but it's Nellles. Okay. Sonny says yes, no charges, great, and it's fixed. Yes, yes, so good, because I told them exactly what was going. Oh, and Presley's team. Okay. Dean says, hold up, Eric, not the only fan. Yeah, I just meant I was thinking of Eric because he had his Dallas, Texas hat on today. Sonny says, "Oh yeah, Dean too. I always forget about Dean." Oh, Dean, you have a favorite team? I thought you weren't much into sports. Sorry. Sonny said, "LOL." Sorry, Dean. Um, my uncle that passed a few years back during COVID, he was from Dallas, Texas. Oh, okay. And Kaylee's favorite team too. Okay. Sonny says, "Okay, I need to write this down." LOL. Yes. Um, Eric Stardashian, Kaylee, uh, Dean. Oh, but wait, Ray's not really into sports, right? I thought it was Dean that wasn't really into sports, but it's actually Ray. I could have you mixed up. Oh, that is too funny. Oh. And then for those of you that don't know, um, when I had my work's Christmas party on Friday during the day, I should say, and I got the big prize, a 50-inch Insignia Roku TV. So that was awesome. I walked out a winner, the biggest winner. And then and this table that we were sitting at, that I was sitting at, I won the TV. And then the other lady won the Instapot, which was the second biggest prize. So that was cool. Dean says, "Not really. Bourbon Dallas since 10 years old." Oh, okay, Dean. Wendy says soccer. He calls it proper football. Okay. Yeah, yeah. One of the at my work, one of the guys that this other age, she called him my adopted son. He is a hospice aide, nursing assistant, and he plays soccer. Yes, Dean, I won a TV and it's sitting on my dresser. And I didn't put the TV stand attach it, so it's kind of leaning against the wall, but I have nowhere else to put it. But it's actually, since it's a 50-inch, it's in my bedroom. I had a 24-inch Insignia TV that was sitting on my dresser. So I went up from a 24 to a 50. Wayne says, "If the Vikings lose tonight, I think I'll have AI modify my photo so I'm wearing a paper bag." Oh man. Don't you know it? Cause did Green Bay play this weekend? Cause one of my residents at the home, he always likes to rub it in because his favorite team is the Packers, and he has all packing attire and a Packer blanket, and yeah. Wayne says, "Hi, Dean." Oh, Dean says, "Hey, Wayne." Wayne says, "Hi, Dean." Dean says, "Look at the blessings. TV that fits in the new car." Yes, it fit in my new car. Yep, I had help with that. Hi, DJ. How are you? Big 3D dashing. Big three dashing. I don't know why I just said big three D. I guess because I see the big three and the D. Yep, big three dashing is DJ. And Dean says, new battery. Yes. Sonny says, yep, Dean. Sonny says, hi, DJ. Wayne says, I think they lost today along with the Lions. Oh, I hope so. But then again, oh, Dallas just got a touchdown. It's still the beginning. It's still quarter one. DJ says, hello, Sonny. Dean says, DJ. Hey, Sally, how are you? I wasn't sure if you were sleeping or not, because I know you wake up so early in the morning that, and I know it's about 8:36 your time, so I could understand if you were sleeping. Sonny says, hi, Sally. Dean says, Sally. DJ says, had to sit out dashing today. Roads were too bad and not very well plowed. Oh, yeah, that's understandable. I went out for one order only because I cherry pick. I do a lot of cherry picking, and I was just not going to do apartments. I didn't want to do any apartments. And for most of the Spark orders, I must say they were mostly apartments, or else they're going many miles, and I didn't want to do many miles. I don't care really um that I have a better vehicle. I still don't like driving that many miles. So I know Sonny likes to drive, but I really don't like to do that much driving. So it's each to their own. But as I'm thinking about it, like these orders were huge. Why am I going to shop for like 20, 30, 40, 50 items and then drive it 12, 13 plus miles after that? That's like that's just too much. I would rather do a pickup. And then they had some .com offers, but they weren't worth it to me at all. So I wasn't doing that either. But the one order that I did that was a shipped order, it was $14 some cents. It was I don't remember exactly how many items. I just know it was about a little over $200 total, and they tipped me $30. So that was nice. And it was at one of our local grocery stores. It's called Cub. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a Cub, but it's called Cub. I used to call it Cubs, and then my son would always correct me. It's Cub. Okay, Cub. Because we have Hy-Vee here too, and I don't know how many of you have a Hy-Vee, but I didn't want to shop at a Hy-Vee today. It just wasn't in the mood. Sally says, Sunny. Wendy says, hi, Sally. DJ says, hello, Dean, Sally, and Wendy. Sally says, Wendy. Dean says, yes, DJ, they were tricky. Sally says, I was sorry. Mike says, oh, Mike, you're still here. Awesome. I'm still here. I was warming up dinner and listening. Oh, awesome. Thank you for still being in here. Sally says, I had 2 alarms. It's okay, Sally. Wendy says, hi, DJ. Mike says, hello, Sally. Sally says, Mike, with heart emojis. DJ says, 44 was treacherous and you spun your wheels when turning a corner. Oh, yep, it's best for you to stay home when it's dangerous. Ray says, hi, Sally. Dean says, ouch, DJ. Sally says, DJ. Ray says, hi, DJ. DJ says, hello, Ray. Sally says, Ray. Ray says, hi, Mike. Sally says, Dean. Mike says, hello, Dashing Wombo. Dean says, hey, Mike's Adventure. Sunny says, Hy-Vee here. Can be hard to find things in a Hy-Vee. Yes, it can be very hard to find things. Yep. So I just didn't want to run around the whole entire Hy-Vee because it's a bigger store. At least if I'm running around in a Cub, which is kind of, it's running around a grocery store. It's smaller than a Hy-Vee. Wendy says, Ray said hi, Mike. He just sent him. Oh, Ray said, hi, Mike. He just went into the store. Mike says, hello each day with Dean. Wendy says, Hy-Vees are not all set up the same. Yeah, no, they're not. They really aren't. We have, there are 3 that are not too far from me. And I want to say, for the overall, they're a little bit similar, but not all the way. Oh yeah, so I'm going to my granddaughter's dance recital on next Saturday. She's coming over here. I'm trying to talk about anything new. I did have an acupuncture appointment the other day, and she also did some acupunctures in my knee, which actually I think helped some of the swelling because the swelling is still in there. I've been told that I should, still try to ice it, but it's not hurting like it was. So it's starting to feel better. And it's been over a month, I think now, so that's good. um what else? Oh, Sally, if you're still here, I won. Did I tell you? Oh, I think I told you already. Did I tell you I won a 50-inch Insignia Roku TV? Oh, I'm gonna have to go back on your channel and see that. Yvonne, did you see my snow angel? No, but I did get your message about what a suggestion about what to get to help scrape the car off, and that looked pretty slick. Sally says yes. Sally says yes, you lush. I I had a hottie toddy. The last time I had a hottie toddy was like some years back with my sister, so I wanted to remember what it was. It actually tasted pretty good. You don't really taste the brandy in it. I just have one, and then it was kind of crazy because I went from that to Pepsi. But see, they were buying the soft drinks along with some food at the party. So I just had to pay for the hottie toddy. So I only spent about $10 with including tip. So Mike says, wow, only one way. That's awesome. I woke up this morning at 4:95. DJ says, Mike, I am your 500 and you did it live. Whoop whoop. Sally says, I love you, Yvonne. I love you too, Sally. Sunny says, you had lots of snow, Sally. Good for you for making an angel. I wouldn't be able to get back up off the ground. I don't think I'd be able to get back up off the ground either. Oh. Sally says, congrats on the TV. Yes, thank you so much. Dean says, let's go, DJ. And Dean says, Yvonne, we did it live on your channel. Whoop, 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 whoop. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, the hour always goes by so fast, but I thank all of you for joining me. And eventually, I'll be doing more live streams. Ray says, congrats at getting to 500 subscribers, Mike. Yes, awesome, Mike. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wendy says, I know I can't get back up, right? From trying to do a snow angel. Sally says, Sonny, that's why I had D look up with camera. Sonny says, 501, Mike. Awesome. Whoop, whoop. LOL, Sally. Yeah, so everybody, thank you as always for popping into the stream. I'm actually thankful that I didn't have you know what in my stream. If I only get 13 likes in an hour, I don't even care. It's just I love the community. I love us getting together. I love us being able to, you know, get Mike 500, and that's awesome. Yeah, I'm 19 away from 400, so um I'm getting there. Mike says, "Yes, thank you to all my subscribers. That is awesome." Wendy says, "From any time I go down." Oh yeah. Yeah, it is hard to get back up once you go down. Sonny says, "Have a great rest of your night, Yvonne and everyone." Mike says, "Yes, this is way better than just watching regular TV. I love meeting new people." Thank you for all of you that came into this stream. I hope you have a wonderful evening. God bless you. And until next time.